Welcome to another episode of Smash Writing, and today we are doing SummerSlam dumpster fire predictions. I mean, just SummerSlam predictions. Yeah. My God, this is a brutal list to make. Let me tell you that much. For all the WWE fans out there, we all know SummerSlam, which is billed as the biggest event of the summer for the WWE pay-per-views. Once considered one of the big four, now it's one of the big five. The other one is trying to be promoted as Money in the Bank as the fifth biggest pay-per-view of the year out of like the 14 that they have, or something crazy like that. So let's get into these predictions, because right now a lot is going on with WWE, as we all know, and we'll talk about that in a later episode down the road. That's not for today's discussion. Today's discussion is predictions, but because of that, it's making these predictions a little bit more harder to figure out what we want to do. Some, I think, are a little bit more easier than others. These are not in particular order. We don't know what the card is until the card actually comes out. We just know as of right now, which is July 27th, which is 3 days before SummerSlam. Now, can matches be added? Absolutely. Can something gets pulled off to maybe like the pre-show or something like that? Yeah, it can. We don't know what is we're gonna have in store for us at SummerSlam. So let's get into the predictions. Let's start with Roman Reigns sleeper match. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship. Now, and I'll say this over again, listen to other times you talk, I'm not a fan of part-timers having the belt. Or, sorry, don't find WWE Championship title. Problem is, we got two part-timers now here. Now, I am digging the Bloodline storyline as this dominant force. I really am. I do think it should be coming to an end, but it won't be coming to the end here. Brock Lesnar is a part-timer. He has enough championship title reigns. He's been billed as the Beast Incarnate, the next big thing, everything like that. WWE-wise, he has a Hall of Fame career. I don't think there's nothing that needs to patent his stats. Roman is now on a part-time schedule. We know that. He's made that clear. And the fact that he's gone, he's only on television basically once or twice out of every couple of months, it seems like. But it is time to move on. I just don't think it's right now. For the last man standing match, the one and only Roman Reigns will continue his reign and build towards the Clash at the Castle, or whatever the hell they're calling it, to be honest with you. So, winner, Roman. Next on the card. Now, there's 9 matches, so this was number 1. This is number 2. Pat McAfee versus Happy Corbin. We know we've seen the last couple weeks the feud that's building up between them. Pat McAfee. I don't think they give a damn about Corbin anymore. He's more of like an enhanced talent where he's just making other people look good. And that's where he's probably going to stay at, where that's how he's going to keep his job. So, all due respect to Corbin, I am going with Pat McAfee winner over their match. Bobby versus Theory for the United States Championship. This is an interesting one, because Theory is obviously the Money in the Bank winner. He has the briefcase. And even Roman made that comment, like, your daddy's not here now, so how's this push going to go? Either way, I don't see him winning any titles tonight at SummerSlam. I'm going with Bobby versus Theory, and the winner is going to be Bobby, the almighty Bobby. You got to keep Bobby looking strong. Give him a decent United States Championship reign. but he all deserves to be back into the main picture for the title sometime in the near future. Theory is still such a young guy. He is, whether he cashes in and he fails, or vice versa, if he wins or whatever the case may be, it's not his time right now. He is getting massive heat. But let's see what they have in store for his character ahead. Remember, you have 1 year to cash it in. I don't think he's nowhere near ready for the next couple months to be in that title picture, nor do I see him winning the title. Honestly, I feel like he's going to lose his match when he does cash it in. But I'm going with Bobby, the almighty Bobby Lashley, in retaining the United States Championship. Another interesting one is the Usos versus the Street Profits with special guest referee Jeff Jarrett. I'm assuming, haven't really paid much attention to this. I'm assuming he's in this match because it's in Tennessee and his country roots of his character and yada, yada, yada. Okay, whatever. The Usos, I feel like the Bloodline storyline, to keep it interesting, I feel like they have to drop the titles. But I know they're not going to. Because right now, there's not many other tag teams out there. And then on the flip side of it, the Street Profits. There's been major talks that Montez Ford is going to get a push as single stars. Now, me personally, I always hate the idea that when you break up a tag team, they have to turn on each other to justify the breakup. No, why can't you just put them in singles matches and not just say, hey, they're going to, when they need to be a tag team, they're going to be a tag team. When they need to go off and be a star and do some single matches, they're going to be doing single matches. You don't have to make them turn. I feel like this turn is coming because there's been rumors that, there's some friction in the group. Because I originally wanted the Profits to win. And I still do actually want them to win. But because of what I know so far with Montez Ford and all of that, the Usos are going to keep the belts because you never hear about the Usos splitting up and being solo wrestlers. They are a tag team specialist. They're going to go in the Hall of Fame as a tag team. So, winner, Usos. Here's an interesting match. Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey for Liv's SmackDown Women's Championship. This is a crazy one because I can see this going a couple ways here. So we know Charlotte Flair is waiting in the wings to come back. And how fitting would it be to have a feud with Ronda? Now, because of that, I think Liv is going to retain the title with interference from Charlotte so that they can settle a feud of Ronda versus Charlotte. The reason why I say that is because you just been building Liv up and you're going to feed her to Ronda, and if you put the title back on Ronda, you're pretty much wasting the push that you're doing with Liv Morgan. And on the flip side is, Ronda is the baddest bitch on the planet. Skills-wise, we know she would destroy Liv Morgan. So that's why I feel like Charlotte Flair is going to interfere to have a feud with Ronda Rousey, because there is some heat there, whether it's staged or not, probably staged. So I'm going with Liv winning the championship, retaining the championship. Match number 6. Riddle versus Seth freaking Rollins. The thing is that both can't lose. A loss would hurt them both. Now, do I probably see a disqualification coming? Probably. And that's going to piss everybody off. I feel like they're building Seth to go after the title as well, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But Seth has had a horrible year. I think I looked up seen some notes that he has lost the most matches this year at 50 matches. So what's 51 going to do? Well, yeah, it wouldn't sting, but I feel like he's so far behind the title that you can't take him serious. His creepy character, Joker wannabe character, I'm all fine with, but him losing these matches gotta suck. Now, the flip side is, Riddle is a young star, and he's rising up there. He really caught fire with the RK Bro. Now, putting a loss on Riddle would hurt probably Riddle more than it would hurt Seth, because Seth's been losing. So I hope, for all due sake, that Seth Riddle wins. So I'm going. I want to go with Riddle, but I feel like they're going to have Seth win. So I'm going with Seth winner versus Riddle. Where does put Riddle at afterwards? I don't know, because he still has that vendetta against Roman Reigns for the whole Randy Orton situation. So, interesting. And like I said, this could be a whole recycle thing. Belair versus Becky for the Raw Women's Championship. Belair is getting the pop. She has the crowd. She has the skill. She has the muscle. Becky right now probably needs to stay away from the title. She has kept the title over even counting her pregnancy, that when she had to give up the title, she never lost it. She has had the title a very, very long time. Why do the same thing like last SummerSlam? That was a shocker, and that was good. Becky came out after a year and a half away, being a mom and everything else like that. She comes back, and you didn't know she turned heel because she was still deep into the crowd, and you were just psyched that she's back, even though she did a cheap shot to win the match. This feud needs to end, and Becky is going to lose. I think Becky can take the loss because they're still building Belair up. Belair losing would just be devastating. Then you lose, you put her back in the shuffle. And what happens then? So I'm going with Bianca Belair as the winner and retaining her championship. Logan Paul versus The Miz. Okay, The Miz turning on Logan Paul made absolutely no sense. I get it, he was probably for a one-up type of little contract, but now he signs a bigger contract, and yada, yada, yada. I am going to take... I did not write the W down. I am going to take Logan Paul. As much as I hate the dude, I don't know him personally, of course, but just he's obnoxious in my eyes with the boxing and all of that. If WWE's being his dream, then probably sign a good hefty contract, a free clause, a very Logan Paul friendly contract, I would assume. The Miz is a enhanced talent guy. He's just going to put people over. He does what the company tells him to do. That's why he's probably one of the highest paid stars. And he always loses. And he'll lose again at SummerSlam. Winner, Logan Paul. The last match, the Mysterios versus the Judgment Day. Damian Priest and Finn Balor. I'm going with the Judgment Day. Now, there's been talks that Dominic needs to turn heel, get him away from his father. That would create a storyline for the Mysterios coming right off the bat there. I do feel like the Judgment Day is going to win, and Dominic is going to turn on his father when the Judgment Day wins. I don't know if he'll join the Judgment Day right there and then, but I feel like he's going to turn that. This would, and SummerSlam was what I believe it is when he debuted like 2 years ago. I mean, he's such a young kid still. It's hard to believe that he was young then. I mean, I feel old. I'm only 32, and I remember the storyline with Eddie Guerrero back in 05. So, the Judgment Day is going to win, even though there's not much to that group yet. The storyline doesn't make sense, but we shall see. Dominic turning on his father. I don't think he'll join the Judgment Day. Maybe he will, but I don't see that. But I do see him maybe turning. Those are the predictions. We'll recap maybe on Twitter to see what my record is. 9-0 is the goal. 0-9 is not the goal. And that's how we handle predictions. Until next time, bye-bye.